Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Do you trust Jesus? I mean, do you really trust Jesus? We say we do, right? When things are going great, we're like, "Hey, Jesus, you're awesome, man. I'm right in this with you. Wherever you want me to go, I'll do it. Hey, you want me to go there? I'll do that. You want me to speak? I'll do that." But what happens when it's all going bad? What happens when your wife or your husband gets sick? I mean, like really sick. What happens when you lose somebody that you love to death? What happens if there's a loss of a job? What happens if our kids go down a bad road and you know kids, right? What happens if you have a friend that's addicted? What happens if and you know those tough things that come up and they're in our lives and we've got to make decisions, and do we trust Jesus then? When there's no job, when there's no money, when there's lack of food, when we don't have shelter, when we're at our last thread, do we trust Jesus then? Or do we just trust him in the good times? Jesus is down by the shore of the Sea of Galilee, and he's preaching. And there's some fishermen there. Peter's one of them. And he's preaching, and there's so many people, they're forcing him back into the water. So he jumps in Peter's boat and he starts preaching, right? And he gets done and he disperses the people, and he looks at Peter and he says, "Hey, man, take your boat out a little further into the water and let your nets down." And Peter's like, "What? Jesus, I was just fishing all night, man. I'm beat. I'm washing my nets out. I'm ready to go home and just crash." And Jesus says, "Telling you, man, take the boat out into the deep water and throw the nets down." And Peter goes like this: "Jesus, because it's you, okay." And he jumps in the boat and he rows the boat out into the deeper water, and he throws his net into the water, and there is such a large catch of fish that it starts to pull his boat down into the water. And he yells for help, right? And James and John are in there in their boat, and they're like, "Hey, man, get out of here, I can't." And he takes them out, and they're pulling in this incredible catch of fish. Now, Peter could have said, "Jesus, no way. I'm going home. I'm tired, man. I'm not going to do it. Thanks for the advice, but I know fishing, man. I know what's up." Jesus knows what's up. Okay, Jesus has insight that we can never have. He has wisdom that we will never know, right? So when he is in charge, if we give him the charge of our life and trust that he is working even when things look bad, even when things look weird, even when it doesn't make sense, God is in control. Jesus is always acting. Will we trust him? The choice is ours. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.